Rick Wallace.
And I have Don Holly here with me.
Three phases, dressage, cross-country, show jump. And you're out on course and something's going wrong or going right. You know how to react to what they're doing.
It was built originally to be a schooling facility, and so everything's set up very conveniently.
Welcome to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. We are going to be having a great show, John. We're going to be talking about Kentucky. We're going to be talking about badminton. We're going to be talking about the new team manager. We just have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, it is a jam-packed show. And before we get into it, I just have what I think is some pretty exciting news, which is the fact that this show is growing just huge. So
Wow.
That is due to all of you guys listening and watching. And I just want to say that we really appreciate it. So Rick, I don't know how much you get to watch the numbers, but I thought I'd tell you, and therefore it would sound like I'm telling you, but really I'm just telling the world. And
No, I watched the numbers on some things. I think you have better numbers on the podcast side of it.
Yeah. So for our YouTube channel, which is a pretty new push for us, right? So we've got basically all of these shows are over 4,000, between 4,000 and 5,000 views per show, which is really good for an equestrian podcast. It's a very, very good.
Very good.
Now we're almost to the 1,000 subscriber
On YouTube.
mark on YouTube,
That's
which would that's huge for us guys. That means a lot to the show. So if you watch the show, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. That really helps us out a lot. The other thing that's really cool, Rick, is we have over the last 30 days, 1,945 listens on our podcast.
Wow.
And that's really cool because that's people who have to go in there and find it. It doesn't pop up on their
Podcasted
screen
anywhere. Right.
It just, those are just listens that people have. And so that's amazing. And then where are we at on the Facebook?
Facebook, we are
Listen.
averaging on the Facebook views about 18 to 25,000 views per show.
That's amazing.
Which is really good. And then, if you gather those all together, it's just over, it's close to 500,000 views. I mean, it's pretty big.
That's amazing. So basically what I wanted to say is thank you to everybody who's been supporting the show, supporting our sponsors. Rick and I truly appreciate it. So
we do.
And Joel, obviously. Sorry, Joel.
Well, Joel's just still burping and changing diapers. So, not
exactly.
on himself, but on his baby.
So we obviously want to get into Kentucky, but I think we can kind of leave that a little bit because we've got Kyle coming up who goes.
We got Kyle talking
really
about it a lot. I think we got badminton being talked about quite a bit, but what would you like to go into? What about results of what's going around the United States?
Yeah. So probably what we should do is start in Ocala because that's where we were. And we had the 3-star there. We had the 3-star, which was a great track. It's funny, Ocala is a really good course. I'm biased because he's a good friend of mine. I think Jay puts just a better and better course out there all the time. The horse park has put in so much effort this year into improving the footing down there. They've got all new K lines. They just got in before this event. And Jay and the crew and Emily and her crew and Jason in the park did a great job. But the interesting thing is no matter what they do down there, time when they gallop around a lawn is just easy to get on that flat piece of ground. Everybody goes clean and fast. Yeah, it's interesting. So with that said, with the winner down there was Alyssa Phillips. She rode great. Second was Leslie on the Sheer Sheen Ice horse.
Yeah, and back to Alyssa, it wasn't on the Oscar horse. It was on Cornelius Bow. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And then Leslie was on Sheer Sheen Ice, which is such a cool horse. That that Wolf horse. And he's a good jumper. I remember when they first got him over here, all it did was jump out of the paddock. It loves to jump. And then Canada was right in there with Jessie Phoenix in third, Caroline Martin fourth, and then Canada again with Kendall Lahari in fifth, and then rounding out the top six, Mikey Nolan on
good for him.
Bad Moon Rising, looking in good shape. So
that horse is cool.
Yeah, so that was exciting there in Ocala. And then the big top class up at Fair Hill was the 4 short, where we have some horses getting ready for Badminton up there. So we do have Ariel Gerald. I checked it. She is entered at Badminton, and she won that on Leah Moore's master plan. Then Boyd was second on Fetterman B. And then Ariel right there again in third on Forrest Gump 124. Katie Lichten was, what is that? 1, 2, 3 was fourth on Yarrow. Ariel Aharoni on Dutch Times. That's a horse that's been around for a long time. Tick Maynard used to have that one. And then rounding out that top 6 was Boyd Martin on Fernhill Presley. So
why don't you go back to Ocala real quick? Because I think there was the 5-star advance combined.
Yes.
Who was in the top 5 there?
Hold on, I'm scrolling. I was just going to say while I'm scrolling that 4 short division up at Fair Hill wasn't a huge numbers division, but the course looked pretty tough.
Yeah.
It's always a difficult track there. And obviously some very good horses and riders getting ready to head over.
Yep.
So the advanced combined test, we had Buck Davidson on Carlevo on 21.5 in the dressage, and he obviously jumped a clear round. Then Lexi Scoville, who's going to be getting ready to do her first 5-star at Kentucky.
Rookie.
Yep, that's one of the rookies. On Chico's Man, that's such a nice horse, and Lexi's really been patient with it, and I'm excited for her that she's getting her opportunity to go gallop around Kentucky. Then you had Will Coleman on Chin Tonic in third, and then I guess we'll go to fourth because it was Elisa there on Let It Be Lee, Elisa Wallace on Let It Be Lee. Yeah. Obviously, Rick and I are pretty biased on this. It's one of our favorites. Just going to say she's going to have a great performance at Kentucky. So go Elisa. Then we had Allie Knowles on Ms. Poppins. Yep. And then Leslie on Lady Chatterley. And again, then right behind himself on Typically Fernhill there. So that was really good. So yeah.
That was good. So awesome. So we're all getting prepared. John, you were right now in Las Vegas.
I am.
Let me tell you, I am impressed that you were able to even make this Zoom meeting. Considering all the time that you've been out with Zach Brandt partying.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to everybody. So I've been actually pretty good. Been drinking lots of water, keeping hydrated, trying to set a good example for everybody here. But we did cruise out here. Just going to spend like 2.5 days celebrating with Zach because he is getting ready to be married to Audrey Stanka, and she's such a great girl, and we're excited for both of them. And Audrey, don't worry, he's been very well behaved. I've actually tried to corrupt him a bit, and it's honestly, I got to tell everybody, it's shocking. He is uncorruptible. He's going to be a great husband because he just is so in love, and he just behaves the whole time, which not that I want him to like be bad, but I thought he could be a little bad. We're having a great time tonight. The plan is we're going to try to get downtown and see if we can't do the zip lining down in the old downtown area. You can zip line. It's really cool. You have to check it out. Like under the neon lights.
I like that.
It's awesome.
Well, y'all head back. You head back tomorrow. So, that you come back, but you're staying home. You're just going to be watching Kentucky from home.
Yeah, I'm going to stay home. I'm going to cheer everybody on from here. We're from Ocala, and try to keep my horses going because I'm here. So I feel like I should.
I know, and not to mention. I mean, we mentioned her as much as possible, but Elisa is coming to see you because she has been now superstitious, but also she loves the way that you help her with the horses on the cross country. So she's bringing Lee over for a brush up before she leaves, I think.
Yeah, we're going to have a little cross country tune up on Friday, which I guess is actually tomorrow as this airs.
Yep.
So I actually, cool. Funny enough, I drained my water to fix the footing. I have to get back, pull the jumps out, fix the footing, refill it, and get it ready for Elisa for Friday, which I think I can get done, but
you can do it.
Yeah. So it's going to be a busy week and getting Elisa and everybody else getting ready to head up to Kentucky.
Well, Well, what we'll do from Kentucky is we'll keep you in the loop. And it seems to me, I can tell you 2015 was the first time I went to Kentucky with Elisa, and she was a rookie that year. And do you remember what you told me when she came across the finish line and I got a text from you, and you know what you said?
I hope it was something really nice.
You said, "You're a producer of a 5-star."
There you go. You threw a 5-star rider. Good job.
I think I still have the text. I just giggled when I saw it. You produced a 5, meaning like sired a 5-star.
Yes.
Not produced her, but
well,
sired.
you did that too. I would say you had a pretty big, a pretty huge part in both sides of that.
Well, what an exciting show that we have. And I know we have Kyle Carter coming up next with our Stress Less segment. John, it's been great. I'm glad you took some time out at Las Vegas. Give Zach a big hit for me and tell Tick and all the other boys to have fun. Thanks everybody for watching our show.
Yeah, I will. And I'm just got to make it through this next hour here on the show. And then I'm going to have a nap, to be honest, everybody.
Take a nap.
Yeah. All right. We'll be right back.
Bye.
Want to advertise on the John and Rick Show? Contact John at 352-875-8622
Or call Rick at 850-879-2649.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
I Love My Horse Eventing Boutique is pleased to announce its participation in the 2022 Land Rover Kentucky 3-day event. Located in booth 128 on Dr. Peacher's Way, they have all of your eventing needs. Shockamo breeches, clothing, and boots, incredible quality at competitive prices. And the Shockamo paddock boots are the most comfortable boots that I have ever worn. Fantastic clothing and apparel from makers like Fairplay, RJ Classic, and Costello. I Love My Horse carries Amalfi breeches. They're comfortable and stylish. Looking for non-fighter products? I Love My Horse has you taken care of there too. They'll keep your team in competition form. I Love My Horse has all of your safety needs covered, safety vests, and of course 1K helmets manufactured to exacting standards with MIPS technology, and they even have their expert helmet fitter, Darlene, on premises for the entire competition. Guys, they have us taken care of too. I Love My Horse has a complete line of men's attire. Come check out their amazing choices. Check out I Love My Horse at the Kentucky 3-day event in booth 128 on Dr. Peacher's Way, or at their store in Ocala located at WEC on the Plaza inside Arena 3, or you can give them a call at 352-672-1997.
Sweet Dixie South is an equestrian facility built for the lifestyle of eventers of all levels. Whether you are coming to Ocala for the entire season, a week, a month, or a year, this beautiful 160-acre farm is the place to settle in and enjoy your time with horses. They offer a full cross-country course with 2 water features, banks, ditches, and amazing footing to gallop, a spectacular all-weather footing ring, large grass jumping fields, and dressage rings. Located in the rolling hills of North Marion County in Reddick, Florida, Sweet Dixie South has 100 stalls and numerous paddocks, apartments, a line of camper hookups, washer and dryer amenities, as well as common areas to complete your experience during your stay. Under the ownership of Mike Campbell and the management of Can-Do Joe Adams of Top Rail Tack, Sweet Dixie South has transformed into a premier eventing training facility in Florida. Go to www.sweetdixiesouth.com for more information.
Hey, Rick here. Do you have a horse suffering from poor performance, anxiety and fear, low appetite, agitation, or nervousness? Stress Less can help. Stress Less, the hot horse remedy, is veterinarian-developed, all-natural formula that promotes calmness, focus, and mood balance in horses experiencing stress related to training, showing, racing, stall rest, and travel. This equine supplement encourages calmness, focus, and mood balance without affecting the motor skills or energy levels of your horse. It promotes a more willing and balanced temperament with no drowsiness or impaired function, resulting in increased focus, a calm mind, and a happier horse and rider. Try Stress Less today and see for yourself why we think Stress Less is the best hot horse remedy you will find. Check us out at centerlinedistribution.net and on Facebook and Instagram as Stress Less Horse Supplement.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. This is our Stress Less segment, and we are joined by Kyle Carter. How you doing, Kyle? I know a lot of things are going on in your life, but we have you on here to talk about the Kentucky that's going to be happening. How are things on your end right now?
Yeah, it's been a kind of a rough 2 weeks. One of my great friends and students, Jenny Weidrich, had a fall and broke her neck. And so I'm actually at the hospital right now with her. She's, every little bit of improvement is like so celebrated, brings tears to your eyes. So we're hoping for, big improvements from where she is now, but she's right there mentally, and she's able to move her feet a little bit now, which is a huge improvement. And she was able to, when they sat her up today, hold herself upright. And it's just like, it's an emotional roller coaster because she's like the heartbeat of our team as far as being just genuine and supportive. And it's just been really difficult, but yeah, looking way more positive. So hopefully we continue along this path.
Well, it's each step forward. I know a neck injuries, a back injury is really tough. And when you can have those little triumphs, I know that's a big thing. So our hearts are out and there with you and being supportive. Anything we can do, you just let us know.
All right, thanks. Find me a winning lottery ticket, and then we'll just send her to the best place in the world.
There we go. There we go.
Well, I know it's a stress for you, and obviously, I know Jenny knows everybody's thinking of her, and we're with you guys. And we both appreciate you coming on here. So thank you for that.
Oh, no problem.
So just to transition and hopefully be a little bit more upbeat now, so that we can have something fun for Jenny to listen to. I thought the first thing we do is talk about the 4-star division, and what we should really do here, Kyle, as we talk about the 4-star division, is highlight a pretty special horse to you, and start with Ready. So tell us about how she's doing, what your plans are with her, and then we can just kind of touch base on the 4-star a little bit before we get into the big class.
Yeah. And before you start, Kyle, I just want to say to everybody listening and watching, it's the 4-star short at the Kentucky Land Rover this next week. So go with it, Kyle.
Yeah, I think I think the 4-star class is a great addition to the weekend because it gives everybody something more to watch and cheer on. And I'm so thrilled that they've added it back on again. So I'm taking Ready or Not there for her second run. She was there last year in the 4. I had a real light spring with her. She had a hard year last year, and I just felt the right thing to do is give her an easy spring. So she's been out, done a couple intermediates, won one, was third in one. It is amazing how they change as you spend more time with them. She's way more uphill in the flat than she used to be. She's been in the 20s now this spring, but she got like a 26 last week doing the 5-star test of the combined test. I haven't had the best mental preparation for this, but we're a really good partnership. And I love her to death. I absolutely adore that horse. And she, I think, feels the same way about me most of the time. And I'm really planning this year on trying to be, give her the best opportunity to be competitive. And I will try not to pat her and tell her how much I love her all the way around the course. And maybe I can shave off a few more seconds. So I take it really day by day with her. But I'm pretty excited about being there because it's just such a great occurrence and place to be. And it'll be a busy week for us because we've got Ride IQ set up there, and I've got Purina that I'm doing some broadcasting for. So it'll be a nice distraction, and it'll also be kind of just great to be in that moment.
So that's great to hear. I'm glad she's doing so well. And you actually, it's good to see you like this because we start out the show and we're talking about Jenny, and obviously that's a pretty sedate thing. And as soon as we start talking about Ready, you get a smile on your face and you're looking much better. So I'm glad that you got the ride on her there. So going on from there, we've got this class. I do want to just get your thoughts on at least, a couple of the top guys who what are your predictions for the 4 short, I guess is the question.
Yeah, so I went through and kind of looked at that list without looking at their records on USCA or on FEI, which is typically what I do when I'm checking this stuff out. But knowing the horses and riders and how they've been doing, I mean, my feeling is that Will Coleman's probably going to walk away with this one with the Chin and Tonic horse. Yep. Will's had a great spring. It's not just about having the one horse doing the right thing. That horse is exceptional. Like nothing is as elastic or moves as uphill. Will's a fantastic rider. I think at this level, they're so competent. It's just going to be impossible to think that he's not going to kind of have that weekend there, really. And then
and so just real briefly, you don't think the galloping will be enough of an issue there? That you think the horse will have enough gallop at Kentucky around that 4 short?
I think the horse has actually got, I mean, I've been watching it for a few years because when I saw it going prelim, I was like, oh, that's a lovely horse to win at intermediate on. And I think it's actually going to be just fine. Because although it does gallop very uphill, it doesn't cover maybe as much ground as some horses. Will's really smooth and efficient. And it doesn't seem to, like watching it, it doesn't look like it gets wore out. So I think what's going to happen is I think this horse is building to probably next year be able to carry its speed all the way around a bigger event than this. But I think at this level, it should be able to do that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good input. All right. So then you were talking about Liz.
Yeah, I think Liz is with the Cooley Moonshine horse. The reality is that Liz is going to go and there's no question she's going to everything to compete, and she is a tough competitor. That horse does a very good, lays down a really good flat. And then on the 4 shorts, it really comes down to being able to ride a bit like you're in a derby course at high speed to the jumps. And Liz is really competent at that. So I think that's going to be I think that one's going to do quite well in this environment. And then I've got Doug on Star Witness because Doug as well, he just knows from doing all the jumper stuff, he knows how to go really fast in those when the jumps keep coming at you. And that's so important in the shorts. And people don't often make that measurement when they're, when you're buying a horse, sometimes you end up with one that's a 4 short horse and maybe it's not a super on the longs. I don't know that Star Witness isn't I think it's going to be very good at the 4-star level, and maybe at the 5-star level, it might have a little bit more work to do. But I think at this level, for sure, this year, Doug's going to have the opportunity. I think in the show jumping, it's a very good jumper, but I do think Doug has to work with a little bit because it does sometimes get a bit impressed in the ring is what I've seen of them. The mare. But Doug's so good at it. I just think he's going to be able to bring that out of him. And then as an outside, I was going for top 3 in this one, but as an outside, Colleen Loach is going there with Vermont. Yes, yep. Vermont, the chestnut horse. And that horse has matured a lot over the year. And that horse is a very good mover, should start off the weekend very well. And Colleen's in a really good headspace, I think. So I think she's got a good shot of kind of making an impression. Last year, she did a really good job in this division. And I think this year she's probably step it up and make it up into the top 3 or 4. Perfect. There you go, Canada. Yeah, that's my feeling. Looking at the list, it's a good list of horses. It's not like you're missing on anything in there. So it's gonna be a great division to watch because here's the other part is it's a little bit, sometimes you could throw it up in the air or draw it out of a hat and you're gonna have a winner that you didn't see coming. And I think it's very possible this year might have another one of those. All right, so we've got about a minute and 20 seconds left in this segment. So give us just a quick little snippet preview of the 5-star. Maybe don't give away your prediction for the winner, okay, but what you're thinking there. Look, the 5-star looks great this year. I'm sure the course is going to be unbelievable, but you've got 5 combinations there. I think they've won a 5-star. I can't remember what it is. I did the review for the Chronicle, and the class of horses coming into this is unbelievable. There are at least, probably 10 4-star winners in there anyways. So I think it's maybe not the biggest field that you see at a 5-star, but I think the quality, it's going to be a really hard run for those top 10 places. And you could have a favorite and be seriously disappointed with the placing they get, and they still could have had a great weekend. That's what I see happening in that 5-star, unless the weather throws some huge wrench in it, which can happen at Kentucky. Last year we had snow on Tuesday, for God's sakes. Right. Right. Well,
Rick, should we maybe take our break now and then we can come back and get
Yeah,
going
let's
on
do
the
that
5-star?
so we can dive into it. And, this was the stress less segment. We appreciate stress less people out there. If you want something that's really good for your horse, calming, keeps their nerves down, stress less is the way to go.
All right, we'll be right back.
Hey, Rick here. Do you have a horse suffering from poor performance, anxiety and fear, low appetite, agitation, or nervousness? Stress Less can help. Stress Less, the hot horse remedy, is veterinarian developed, all natural formula that promotes calmness, focus, and mood balance in horses experiencing stress related to training, showing, racing, stall rest, and travel. This equine supplement encourages calmness, focus, and mood balance without affecting the motor skills or energy levels of your horse. It promotes a more willing and balanced temperament with no drowsiness or impaired function, resulting in increased focus, a calm mind, and a happier horse and rider. Try Stress Less today and see for yourself why we think Stress Less is the best hot horse remedy you will find. Check us out at centerlinedistribution.net and on Facebook and Instagram as Stress Less Horse Supplement.
Jump for Joy fences are easy to move, lightweight, durable, and low maintenance. So we're out here on the cross country. We just finished over in the show jumping over the Jump for Joy fences. Had a great time schooling over them. They're really nice and easy to move, so we were able to adjust some things and really have the exact school that we needed thanks to the Jump for Joy fences. I love them.
Order yours at jumpforjoyusa.com.
Rick Wallace here, bringing you Equibrew, a live probiotic that is geared to help your horse's gut health. I'm a true believer in this Equibrew, and it really makes a difference in all of my horses. Equibrew is safe, non-toxic, and clean sport compliant for FEI and racing events. Equibrew is an intact fermentation product with very high numbers of beneficial microbes. Order at equibrew.com or 850-879-2649.
Summit Joint Performance, the injectable joint supplement used by numerous international and Olympic riders, invites you to experience the winning Summit difference. Made of all natural ingredients, Summit increases mobility and comfort. Win your class with Summit Joint Performance. Grant Showalter has over 15 years of equine bodywork and saddle fitting experience. His technique allows him to identify and alleviate tightness in muscles. He uses trigger point massage to release points of restriction. Grant has over a decade of experience fitting and adjusting a wide variety of saddles. His expertise in equine physiology, coupled with a thorough understanding of the importance of a properly fitted saddle, allows him to quickly identify and correct any balance issues. Grant can also adjust your saddle on site. Grant works on all of my competition horses, and I have noticed a significant improvement in their performance at competitions and their overall way of going. Grant's based in Ocala, Florida year-round, but regularly travels to the surrounding areas. For more information or schedule an appointment, call 484-639-4454.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros, and we are here with Mr. Kyle Carter from Canada, who is actually with us from Florida. And we are now, Kyle, going to go into the 5-star. So let's do it. Let's get rolling on the 5-star. You gave us a little bit of your thoughts on the quality of the field. So take it away, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm really excited. Last year, I thought we had the possibility of an American winner here, and we fell short. I say we. And then obviously it showed up and it happened at Maryland. This year, I got to say, I think we're probably not going to see that happen. I think there's some really good American.
Are you kidding me? I got two
combinations.
We'll argue about this in a minute.
All right. We'll take this outside, except you can't go outside.
No, I can't.
Yeah. So, like obviously Boyd would have been a real strong contender with On Cue having come off the Maryland win. I thought that Boyd does a great job ilking the best out of that horse in the show jumping, but he knows how to do it. But now she's been withdrawn, so that has to be taken off the list. And then, but I do think on tester leg he's got a good shot of being. I think he can finish on a 25 there. I just don't think the 25 is going to win it this year. And that's saying quite a bit about the quality of horses that are showing up here. There's Pippa Funnels on Maya's Hope, which is an incredible combination to watch. And Pippa never quits trying, which is, I think, if you're going to watch riders at this competition, I think you have to look to someone like Pippa, because she just is out there digging in the whole way. And regardless of what's going on, I think she's going to show up in the presentations at the end. I don't suspect she's going to be the winner, but anybody could learn from her drive out there. It's unbelievable to watch, and she does it with joy. Like, she's just, you watch her finish and she looks like a 12-year-old girl finishing a competition. It's incredible. I love Sydney Elliott's horse, and Sydney Elliott does a great job on him. I think that's going to be quite competitive. I just don't think it's mature enough yet on the flat to contend for the very top placings. I think Allie Knowles in a couple of years on that Morriswood horse is going to be a hard horse to beat. I think it could be one of the best horses in the country, but Morriswood. But I think this is just a little too early in his career for those big placings. Which then, like Will Coleman on Off the Record's been doing really well. Have him being in the top sort of 12. And I think that's again, Will's an incredible rider to watch for a different reason than Pippa. He's wonderful to watch because he puts the American style to such great use. And I think it's hard to do. I just don't, again, I think that the marks aren't quite there on the flat yet for that horse, even though I think he'll probably come home finishing on that score, weather permitting. Janelle Price on McLaren, she's had trouble making time on this horse. It's been the horse she picked up from after Mark Todd retired for the second time. Mark rode it at the Worlds. It was a very good competitor with Mark. Janelle, who's one of the fastest riders in the world, hasn't made the time on it yet. And it's a good horse. And I suspect it's going to end up in the low 20s on the flat. And I actually think this year she's going to make the 5-star time. If Kentucky does what it can do on the footing, I think this is a great course for this horse. And I think she's going to be able to take it to finally finishing in time. And that's not a criticism of, of what's going on there. It's obviously, it takes a little more time in the air, this horse. She doesn't have to set up a lot because it is a really good jumper, but it doesn't maybe cover the ground as much as some of them. But I just think at Kentucky, it's a great place to go fast when the weather is good. And I think she's gonna finally get that out of him. But I just don't think that's gonna be the winner either yet. Tammy Smith on Fleeceworks Royale will do well. I don't think it's I think Tammy will try real hard. But sometimes when you try really hard, you actually, it's like grasping at water or sand, and you sometimes lose touch with some of the better things. And Tammy sometimes tries almost harder than she needs to accomplish something, and it gets in the way. And I don't think this horse is quite ready to contend for the very top placings. I think she'd probably agree with that. Doug Payne on Quantum Leap, I think is going to do quite well. Personally, I think he's going to finish on the dressage score, but if you look at the history and the dressage on it, it's not quite good enough. I think it'll be good enough for a top 12 placings, sort of like Sea of Clouds that Philip Dutton's got there. I think it's going to be in the top 12, but again, it's just not having the dressage that's going to really contend. To me, Yasmin Ingham, that horse has done really well. I think it's won Blenheim at the 9-year-old. No horse wins Blenheim championships and doesn't go on to be a contender. If you look at the horses that have won that, like Park Lane Hall, there's a bunch of them that went on to win 5 stars afterwards. I'm not sure that's in the cards just yet. She's a younger rider, but she's got lots of experience at the young rider and junior level in England. And that's those guys, when they're doing young riders there, they're contending at real championships. And I don't think that they show up here not really thinking they've got a shot at it. However, I still think, although they'll be in striking distance, like I think Boyd, Janelle, and Yasmin will be in striking distance, Michael Young's bringing Chipmunk, and Michael Young is undoubtedly the best rider in the world at the moment. I think he's one of the best riders in every, if he's in show jump, he's be a contender, and his pure dressage, he's a contender. And I think he's won at this level with far less horse. Chipmunk for years has been the horse that I've looked at and thought that was the best horse in the world. I think it should have won the Olympics last year. It had an unfortunate frangible. I think it was a deserved frangible. I don't know if it was going to fall, but it was definitely, it hit that fence pretty good. But I just think it's going to be right in there at the very top, probably in the low 20s, or, maybe we'll see it go into the teens, but I think we'll be probably on a 21. I think it can jump its way to finishing on that. And then I think Sarah Bullimore on Croquet. If you look at its record, it's been in the 19s and the low 20s at the 4-star level. So it's obviously terribly competent there. It's bred by her out of one of her 5-star mares, which I love when you've got someone that's got that sort of relationship with a horse. And that would be the one thing that I would give her. And I kind of actually am pulling for her the edge over Michael Young, because Michael Young's partnership was based upon the horse coming from another rider who had ridden at the 5-star level, and Sarah's had her horse the whole time. And there's something about that communication with a horse that just permeates on a big day. And this is a mare as well, and I'm pretty sure it's a mare. When I was looking it up before, I think mares also show up better for their riders when they really know them. So that's I think that one's got the chance of beating Michael Young. I don't think there's many that can do that.
So am I missing something? Because I have Tammy here on my bomb. What's going on with that horse?
Well, it was supposed to go to Badminton, was on my list. I do not have her on my final list for Kentucky.
Yeah, she's doing Badminton with that one.
Okay, that's interesting, because she's just on the list here from that I pulled up on the Kentucky page, but we're confident she's at Badminton.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I haven't seen a withdrawal from Badminton.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
don't think that was the winner. I think that that's a competitor, but I don't think it could beat these other horses. I think actually Boyd has that one beat at the end of the weekend. Okay. Because I think that my bomb would have trouble making time at this level.
Right. Okay. Well, for the record, I've got off the record. And if my bomb shows up, which I hope he goes to Badminton, because that'd be fun for Tammy, but if he does show up, then I have my bomb up there in second, battling for the lead, because we're going to get 1-2. But if my bomb's not there, I get off the record. I think Coleman's going to do it. And then Tester Leg will be right there. The other horse I want to make sure we talk about here, because we have a lot of connections to it here with the show, would be Lee.
Yeah,
we got to give Lee a little pep talk, Kyle.
Yeah. No, so Let It Be Lee came from out to west at Susie Petman's barn. And then went to Micah Drescher. He did. And then I saw him in a clinic out there, and he was sent to me to sell. And I liked him so much that we bought him, which is such a terrible thing to do. I produced him up to the intermediate level, and I love him. I think he's super. I was sort of trying to make good decisions in my life, which is hard for me to do. And I felt like for me, he was just not quite the right ride. He was going, like, I had some struggles with him, and then I got him going sort of the way I wanted. So I talked to Rick and Elisa about another horse. And when they said they weren't sort of interested in that, I was like, I think I might actually have the right horse. And when he actually came into me originally, the very first show I went to, I ran into Elisa and I said, "I've got your horse." And because he reminded me so much of Johnny. It's an unbelievable thoroughbred. I love thoroughbreds. He's got the dressage, he's got the movement, he's got a great rider on him who rides him the way he needs to be ridden and deserves to be ridden. And it wasn't quite the right horse for me that way. He can show jump a clear round all day long, which was part of the reason when we bought him, I was like, I didn't want to own any more bad show jumpers. And he is an exceptional show jumper. He likes a little bit of a gap, and he likes it if you stand up a bit in the stirrups. I found that if I did that, he was always giving it a little bit more air. Elisa's had some trouble in the show jumping, and then had some really good results in the show jumping. And on the cross country, she does exactly what she needs with him, which is she gets him down there and says, "Come on now," and sort of dares him a little bit. And he appreciates that, and he jumps really well for her. I think he believes in her. I think the hard thing there is that horse could be easily mid to high 20s on the flat, easily jump clear and fast on cross country. He is sound as the day is long, and he is absolutely the American thoroughbred that will not run out of gas. And he gallops uphill so she can go fast to the fences. So he could conceivably finish the cross country in time. especially with her on top of him. And then he can jump the clear round on that last day. The problem with Lee is he's got to work for 25 minutes. He's got to go and do 7 minutes of dressage. Then he's got to go and do those 11 minutes of cross country. And then he's got to stay focused for those, minute and a half, 2 minutes of show jumping. And that so far for him has been a difficult ask. So whether he can do this on this day would be fantastic. But I think what's going to happen is this is going to give him springboard him for that to happen in the fall, because I think it's going to make him wake up a little bit to how much more he's got to pay attention. And I think he needs that. When I ran him in his first intermediate, I remember getting partway around the show jumping ring and him going finally like, maybe I'll have to listen to what you have to say, because he, up until that point, he just been like a schoolyard bully because he was so talented. And she's done a great job with him, but I think it's going to be the next performance. This one's really going to season him for it. I'm excited to watch him go because it is fun to watch.
Well, I'm going to say this, and I know Rick wants to say something about his daughter, but I've got Elisa easy inside the time, competitive dressage. I think she's going to have a good show jump round. She might have one down is my prediction. And I think she's inside the top 10 for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that, John. And to Kyle's point, I mean, she's had her struggles to try to put it all together. And I think to his point as well, Lee's attention span sometimes comes and goes. But what's funny about Elisa, and I think she did it with Johnny, is she pulls it all together for these big events. She pulls it together for Kentucky, Burley. And I think with what's going on right now, I think you're right, John. She's figured out some things. We figured out a bit for him. She's done a lot of work. And I think if she does her homework, I think there's.
Oh no.
Rick we can talk about, we'll finish that for him.
Okay. So if she does her homework.
He thinks I'm sure that Rick is believing, and he's as a parent and as a supporter and all that she's going to have those three phases and end up just like you're thinking in that top 10. And it wouldn't shock me at all. It's the thing I see is that I think that much like when I first got him in, like he'd been going at the lower level so long, he just gotten so like he was indifferent. And so that focus at this level is so difficult. And I think that actually is going to help him to be on the longer course, actually, because he's going to have more time to get the gallop out. So I actually think it's going to help him focus. Yeah. And then it's just going to be on that last day when he goes down in that ring. I don't think he's going to be bothered by the atmosphere, but keeping him to jump the same style over every single jump. Like I know
that's where I think he might have just one unlucky pull somewhere that she just goes, oops, because he just loses his shape a little bit somewhere. But like I said, I think well inside the top 10. We are way into bonus coverage here for Kentucky, which is fine because it's our show and we can do that, but probably need to wrap it up. Just real briefly, just quick run through your top three again for us.
Top three, I've got Sarah Bullimore, Michael Young winning, Sarah Bullimore threatening, and then I'm kind of hoping for Boyd, it might be Yasmin is my guess.
Okay. All right. We got it. Kyle, thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. Again, our best wishes to the whole team and obviously to Jenny out there. It sounds like all the progress is coming along and it's as good as could be expected. So we're praying for everybody.
It's gonna be long. Yeah, no hate mail on my predictions there, though. I don't want to hear about how I was such a mean person.
Yeah, but you are. But we appreciate it anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. We are going to be right back, everybody. We've got Mr. Will Faudree coming on, and we'll talk to him and tell him how Kyle had no predictions for him, which was pretty rude, Kyle, to be honest.
He had, He was on my top. He was on my list.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to mention it to him, and he gets pretty angry. So good luck.
I know it'll help. It'll help drive him. All right. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. Take it easy. We'll be right back.
I Love My Horse Eventing Boutique is pleased to announce its participation in the 2022 Land Rover Kentucky 3-day event. Located in booth 128 on Dr. Peacher's Way, they have all of your eventing needs. Shockable breeches, clothing, and boots, incredible quality at competitive prices. And the Shockable paddock boots are the most comfortable boots that I have ever worn. Fantastic clothing and apparel from makers like Fairplay, RJ Classic, and Costello. I Love My Horse carries Amalfi breeches. They're comfortable and stylish. Looking for non-fighter products? I Love My Horse has you taken care of there too. They'll keep your team in competition form. I Love My Horse has all of your safety needs covered, safety vests, and of course 1K helmets manufactured to exacting standards with MIPS technology, and they even have their expert helmet fitter, Darlene, on premises for the entire competition. Guys, they have us taken care of too. I Love My Horse has a complete line of men's attire. Come check out their amazing choices. Check out I Love My Horse at the Kentucky 3-day event in booth 128 on Dr. Peaches Way, or at their store in Ocala located at WEC on the plaza inside Arena 3, or you can give them a call at 352-672-1997.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Hey, Rick here. Do you have a horse suffering from poor performance, anxiety and fear, low appetite, agitation, or nervousness? Stress Less can help. Stress Less, the hot horse remedy, is veterinarian developed, all-natural formula that promotes calmness, focus, and mood balance in horses experiencing stress related to training, showing, racing, stall rest, and travel. This equine supplement encourages calmness, focus, and mood balance without affecting the motor skills or energy levels of your horse. It promotes a more willing and balanced temperament with no drowsiness or impaired function, resulting in increased focus, a calm mind, and a happier horse and rider. Try Stress Less today and see for yourself why we think Stress Less is the best hot horse remedy you will find. Check us out at centerlinedistribution.net and on Facebook and Instagram as Stress Less Horse Supplement. Rick Wallace here, bringing you Equibrew, a live probiotic that is geared to help your horse's gut health. I'm a true believer in this Equibrew, and it really makes a difference in all of my horses. Equibrew is safe, non-toxic, and clean sport compliant for FEI and racing events. Equibrew is an intact fermentation product with very high numbers of beneficial microbes. Order at equibrew.com or 850-879-2649.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. We are now joined by the Will Faudree from, you're in Southern Pines, aren't you?
Hoffman, technically.
There we go. How are you doing, Will?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Excellent.
Kind of the quiet before the storm of the next couple of weeks.
I know it's about to start. How are you preparing? Are you getting ready? I know you've got a lot of big things going on. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, definitely preparing, getting ready for the next couple of weeks. I've got fun headed to Kentucky, and Mama's Magic Way is headed across the pond to Badminton, which I'm very excited about, and did some fix-a-test dressage today with those two, and gearing up, getting ready for the next couple of weeks.
Well, that's a lot of logistical planning, right? So, when is Mama's Magic Way going? What's the barn name for that horse?
Mason.
What's the plan for that one leaving?
So he's actually going to come to Kentucky with us on Tuesday.
Right.
And then they're doing the quarantine actually at the Kentucky Horse Park. And then those horses will leave Wednesday evening and they'll go to Indianapolis, and they're flying Thursday morning at 4 a.m. Indianapolis direct into Stansted.
Yeah, that works great. That Indianapolis flight. That's great.
Yeah, it is really great that we can get them directly into England, especially with Brexit now, because it's very hard to get the animals into England from continental Europe. There's just a ton of paperwork. So it's great that we're able to fly directly into England. And then one of my girls is flying over to England, and she'll meet Mason in England, and then I'll do Kentucky with Fun, who's known by Teddy in the barn. And then I leave Sunday night out of Lexington and fly straight to London via Chicago. So
now, are you flying over with other riders that are going to badminton as well? Or are you hoofing it by yourself?
I think, I don't know. I would imagine most of us that are there are on that flight. It's a flight. We go Lexington to Chicago, Heathrow. So I know Tammy's on that flight because we were doing our tickets together.
Gotcha. We were just talking about Tammy. There you go, John. So my bomb is planning to go to badminton, correct, Will?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a couple horses on that list still from Kentucky because I just pulled it up. So we have Mama's Magic Way and My Bomb on the list for Kentucky in the 5-star, but obviously they're not going to be there. So that's good. I'm glad you guys are heading over. That'll be fun.
It'll be really fun. It will be. I did badminton in 2005 on Antigua. The last year it was long format, and I haven't been back since. So.
Oh wow.
17 years ago.
So what do you? Yeah. So what I do know that I've been Lucinda Green's here actually with me, and we talked a bit about the Broken Bridge being brought back at badminton. Have you had any thoughts about the Broken Bridge? Have you ever ridden a Broken Bridge? I mean, it's kind of daunting.
I have. We actually, when I did badminton last time, we had the Broken Bridge.
Oh wow.
And,
so you brought it back. Actually,
you brought it back.
I don't know, and I think it might be in a little bit of a. I mean, this was 17 years ago, but I remember we galloped out onto a thing and jumped a log and kind of landed. But I mean, I was 22 years old, 23 years old, and was on one of the best cross country horses in the world at that point.
Right.
And that he was. So yeah, it's one of those fences. I did see a picture of it. It's just like, well, you can start fretting about it now, but just long reins, sit back and kick, I guess.
So Will, just let's stay on badminton. We'll do these horse shows in reverse since we're on that. So tell us a little bit, like, what's the game plan with, and I'm sorry, you told me his barn name and Mason. Thank you. What's the game plan with Mason? Like, everybody, I'm assuming, well, I don't know. I go into an event and I sort of have my realistic goals for where I think I can get a horse to be after the dressage, what I think I can get out of them on the cross country. So realistically, what's the goal for that horse at badminton? What are you thinking going in?
I'm not one to ever really vocalize a whole lot,
Well, you have to. You're on the show.
The goals and the hopes, but he's one of the most talented horses I've ever worked with. He takes every tool in my shed. He's can be tricky, but Tammy Smith is actually, she was based here this winter. She helped me quite a bit on the flat with him, and I think realistically, I think I'd like to go into the event, and I know what he's capable of in the dressage, and I'm gonna just have to be in the right frame of mind and get the timing down, the warm-up timing down. It's a long hack from the stabling to the main arena, so I'm just gonna have to feel how he is on the week and do the best that I can in that phase. And I think he's very capable of getting into the 20s, and that would definitely be a goal for sure. And then he's a phenomenal cross country horse. And he did 2 5-stars last year, and I had a little bit of time at both of them, and he was 10 last year. And when I would go quick, I'd have to really slow him down for the combinations, because if I was going quick, he was thinking quick. And I think more than anything, his maturity this year and his experience at Carolina International, I made the time on him, and it was the first time I've really felt him go quick and think in slow motion at the combinations. So I was ecstatic about that. And so I'm looking forward to the cross country on him. And, I've got a good plan for the show jumping. And so, yeah, I mean, my goal is to finish on my dressage score, and I want my dressage score to be respectable.
Yeah, and I'm sure it will be. So was the plan at the Fork always, when going in there, to just do the dressage? What was that about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So with him, they let us do show jump practice rounds on Thursday. And he jumped a practice round on Thursday, and he was excellent in it. He jumped really within himself. He's he can get very animated at times. And I did not want to, he's not going to have to jump under the lights at badminton. It's not on, badminton, we jump on grass. So I wanted to really focus on his rideability. And I established that in that Thursday schooling round. So I withdrew him after the dressage. If I felt like I needed to do another show jump round on him, I would have show jumped him that Saturday evening, but he was fantastic Thursday. So I wanted to leave it at that. And then with Fun, who benefits from atmosphere and animation, I did not jump him on Thursday. I did the dressage test on him, and then did the show jumping under the lights Saturday night with him, and he was excellent. But the plan all along was to not run either of them cross country.
Got it. Rick, we got like 1 minute left. So if you want to get one more thing in here, and then we can take a break and come back and talk about Kentucky.
Yeah, no, I will. When you said tricky, I think that pretty much says it for Mason, because I have watched you with Tammy actually at Maryland last year, and boy, I watched for a while, because she does have some really good exercises that help keeps the lid on. So he is a super talented horse. And when you said it takes every tool in the shed, that is true. I've watched you master him sometimes, and I just wish you the best at badminton, because that horse could be in the top 5, I think.
Yeah, well, thank you. He's one that, like I said, he's an amazing horse, and I've got a great partnership with him now. And it takes a lot of imagination to ride him sometimes, but luckily I've got a pretty good imagination.
That's right. Well, we're going to come back after this break. We're going to listen to our sponsors and talk about Fun going to Kentucky.
Grant Showalter has over 15 years of equine bodywork and saddle fitting experience. His technique allows him to identify and alleviate tightness in muscles. He uses trigger point massage to release points of restriction. Grant has over a decade of experience fitting and adjusting a wide variety of saddles. His expertise in equine physiology, coupled with a thorough understanding of the importance of a properly fitted saddle, allows him to quickly identify and correct any balance issues. Grant can also adjust your saddle on site. Grant works on all of my competition horses, and I have noticed a significant improvement in their performance at competitions and their overall way of going. Grant's based in Ocala, Florida year-round, but regularly travels to the surrounding areas. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 484-639-4454.
Jump for Joy fences are easy to move, lightweight, durable, and low maintenance. So we're out here on the cross country. We just finished over in the show jumping over the Jump for Joy fences. Had a great time schooling over them. They're really nice and easy to move, so we were able to adjust some things and really have the exact school that we needed thanks to the Jump for Joy fences. I love them.
Order yours at jumpforjoyusa.com.
When it comes time to compete, I demand the best out of my horses and myself. That's why Elemental Fit Lab, the home of CrossFit antics, is my home gym. Coach Vilma and her team create a fun, welcoming environment for athletes of all levels. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, Elemental Fit Lab will guide you towards a stronger, healthier version of you. Mention the John and Rick Show to get 3 free personal training sessions with enrollment.
Sweet Dixie South is an equestrian facility built for the lifestyle of eventers of all levels. Whether you are coming to Ocala for the entire season, a week, a month, or a year, this beautiful 160-acre farm the place to settle in and enjoy your time with horses. They offer a full cross-country course with 2 water features, banks, ditches, an amazing footing to gallop, a spectacular all-weather footing ring, large grass jumping fields, and dressage rings. Located in the rolling hills of North Marion County in Reddick, Florida, Sweet Dixie South has 100 stalls and numerous paddocks, apartments, a line of camper hookups, washer and dryer amenities, as well as common areas to complete your experience during your stay. Under the ownership of Mike Campbell and the management of Can-Do Joe Adams of Top Rail Tack, Sweet Dixie South has transformed into a premier eventing training facility in Florida. Go to www.sweetdixiesouth.com for more information.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros, and we are still here with Mr. Will Faudree. Will, thanks for sticking around, and we want to make the transition now back home to Kentucky. We've got the Land Rover Kentucky 3-day event here coming up next week, and you've got another one of Jennifer Mossing's horses, Fun, heading there. So we kind of finished up talking about your game plan for Mason and what you were going to do. What's the goal? What's the game plan with Fun here at Kentucky?
Fun is 15 years old now. I've had him a long time. I've got a great partnership with him. I really changed my training on him at home for the first day, and it seems to be paying off because I've had personal best dressage at Carolina, and then he had a good test at the Fork. I missed one change, which was frustrating, but that was my timing. So I'm quietly optimistic about his dressage. I hope to go in and have a repeat of the score I got at Carolina, and he's very capable of that. He's not the fastest horse in the world, but he's a horse that I know how to go fast on now. He made the time. There was only 3 horses that made the time at Carolina, Will Coleman and then me on both of mine. And so I know how to go fast on him. So he's very fit. He's in fighting form. So I'm going to, in the past 5 stars I've done on him, I've gone out and been a little bit, getting him into a rhythm, making sure he's breathing and breathing good and going. But, when I did Mill Street on him in 2019 and he made the time there, I'm gonna go out and go for it and see what I can do. At Maryland was tough just with the terrain, but he was on his minute markers till about minute 8. And then we had those really short, steep hills coming home, and he just got slower and slower. The one great thing about him is he's all heart, and even if he gets a little tired, he doesn't, he still jumps really well, and he never feels exhausted. You just basically lose 3rd, 4th, and 5th gear, and so he'll just coast around in 2nd. But I know, he'll jump safely home. He's a very good show jumper. He gives me a lot of confidence in that phase, and so I'm gonna have a crack at it on the Saturday, and see how quickly I can go. And if he tells me he needs to go a bit slower, I'll by all means pull off the pedal and get him home. But I'm hopeful that he's got his running shoes on.
Right.
Exactly.
And so just I'll ask one more here, Rick, and then I'm going to turn it back over to you.
You're doing good.
So you said at Maryland, he got a little bit tired near the end of the course. That's obviously a hillier track than Lexington, but did you adjust your fitness program for Kentucky, or do you just think he has more base on him because he's a year further along?
I adjusted it a little bit, not a ton. I think one of the hard things about Maryland for him was between minute 8 and minute 11, you had 3 hills that were very, very steep uphill, and they were very steep downhill, but they were really short. So the downhill ones weren't enough to let the horse catch their breath. before they were going back up the hill.
Right.
And I think that really exhausted him. And in hindsight, I think I would have been faster instead of trying to go the most inside line on him at Maryland, to go on an angle across the downhill part to give myself more room so that I had more push coming up the hills. So that's the knowledge I took away from riding that track. Yeah, Kentucky, there's definitely hills, but they're longer, more gradual. So when you're going down on I think I can make up a bit of time, going faster down the hills and let him catch his breath that way. So I wouldn't say that I adjusted my fitness plan on him. I've adjusted my thought process of what to do when I feel that.
Perfect.
Yeah. And, Will, I've watched you on Fun for a long time as well. And I think if I think through the archives of my brain, he was a Fernhill name, but it went to Fun. Is that right? Through the year back in the day?
Yeah. Yeah. So Bobby Costello imported him. Gosh, I don't even know what year. 2008 or 9.
Right.
And then I started riding him for Bobby kind of as toward the end of Bobby's competitive career. And then I took over the ride officially, and Jennifer bought him in 2013. We got him, and we did change his name. We dropped the Fernhill for reasons I probably shouldn't go.
I just remember, I didn't mean to bring up a topic not to talk about, but I just remember, I think it was a Fernhill.
It was a Fernhill horse, but I would not promote that.
I gotcha.
Operation.
That's good to, we hear you. I kind of like it just Fun. It's PFUN, right?
Yeah. He's such a fun horse to ride, and I always said that, like, even when he was young and ponyish and didn't know how to gallop, he gives you the most amazing feeling over the jumps, and it's just fun. He's just so much fun to ride, and then
you can certainly tell that when you ride him. So that's pretty cool.
So I think this is a really good opportunity, Will, to talk about the guy that used to have the horse, who is a pretty important person.
Good segue.
To you over the years, a very good friend of yours and mine and Rick's,
mine.
Yeah, all of us, who is now in a position that I'm really excited about for America, which is Bobby Costello. So he has now come in as the team manager, I believe is the title. And, obviously you guys have a long-standing relationship, and there's some stuff I'm sure that is going to have to be discussed and dealt with there. I know it already has with the Federation, because there's always anybody you get in that has knowledge and connections in the sport. There's always going to be connections that they have with people in this sport. So don't know if we need to spend a ton of time on that part of it. I want to more hear about your thoughts on Bobby having this position and how excited you are.
I've known Bobby a long time. Bobby has coached me and really mentored my professional career for the last 20 years. Everything I've done as a professional in the sport. Go on, Hugo. Sorry, my dog's not going to get out of the sun. Everything that I've done professionally in the sport, he's been a part of, and it has helped guide me in those decisions. I rode on teams when the U.S. was chefed under Mark Phillips. I did a couple Nation Cups with David O'Connor. I was in Tokyo or in Aachen last year in the lead up to Tokyo with Eric. So I've been around long enough, and I'm so happy that Bobby has this interim chef role. I think he is exactly what the high performance needs. And he was a selector. Bobby is from 1998. He became chairman of the active athletes, and he was the chairman of the active athletes until 2006. And then from 2006 to 2012, he was chairman of the high performance committee. And then from 2012 to 2021, he was chairman of the selectors. So there's no one really that, well, there's other people, yes, but he knows the interworkings of the USCF and how it works. And me speaking from experience as a student of his, he plays by the rules and he demands horsemanship. And I think that is so important in guiding, in guiding a high performance program. And I think Bobby is dedicated to the sport, the high performance sport of eventing, obviously with all of the committee work he's done over the last 25 years, but he's incredibly passionate about his students. He's incredibly passionate about the education and the partnerships and the product that is produced. And I couldn't be more excited for the U.S. eventing right now because, he's, a lack of a better way of saying it, he's a little bit bored of a sinking ship. And I think he knows he has all the tools and capabilities to patch the ship and get it steering in the right direction.
I think that's incredibly well said.
I totally agree with you. I've known Bobby since 1988, I think. And to your point, Will, he has put in the work. He's represented the U.S. And he really has the tools in the shed to patch that hole and bring us afloat. So I think it's a great person to lead us onward.
Yeah,
absolutely. And the thing, then we're going to close this down, the show. But the thing that I have noticed in all the meetings and talking to Bobby about this is he believes. Like he truly believes we have the horses and the riders to win right now. This is not going to be piece it together piecemeal. Let's try to just get a qualifier. He thinks we can win, and that's what we need. We got to have belief in ourselves and go out and do it. And he's the guy to lead. So good luck, USA. Will, good luck at Kentucky. Good luck at Badminton. We're going to be pulling for you, man.
Thanks so much.
And
thanks, Will.
Yeah, truly appreciate you coming on.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right. Listen, everybody, we're going to have a great show post Kentucky. So make sure you check back in 2 weeks time. We're going to have some great guests. I've got some stuff going on behind the scenes. Rick has some stuff going on behind the scenes to try to get some really good people to come in here and break down Kentucky and break down badminton. So
I think Bobby would be a good one to do that.
He would. He'd be a great one. We're going to see what we can do. He might be over getting some people ready for badminton. So we're going to see what we can do, but we're going to get some good people on here. So you guys keep track of the show on Facebook and YouTube and on all your podcast players. Make sure you give us reviews. Will, get on there and give us a review so and it better be a good one. Damn it.
Definitely.
So make sure you give us all the likes and the reviews that you can and everything. And thanks everybody for joining the show.
Thanks.
Rick Wallace.
And I have Don Holly here with me.
3 phases, dressage, cross country, show jump. And you're out on course and something's going wrong or going right. You know how to react to what they're doing.
It was built originally to be a schooling facility, and so everything's set up very conveniently.